Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 107. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How is it going?
It's been a week.
Yeah,
It's been a week.
it has.
But we're here to talk about cardboard. A bunch of stuff we want to talk about today. Touch on some Flesh and Blood. Connecticut happened. And Heavy Hitters is officially here. So we have some prices. And we're going to talk about Magic and how this is the year of Magic in 2024. Is it a question? Is it a question that it's the year of Magic? Is Magic back? I want to take a quick look at the roadmap of Magic because I have questions and John's opinion of these sets and what we've already gotten so far and where things are going and looking. So, you want to start with Flesh and Blood, or do you want to dive right into Magic and then talk about Flesh
Well, let's
and Blood
do
later?
real quick Flesh and Blood, unless you're against it.
No.
So yeah, Kasai is more expensive.
Yeah, surprise.
Not at all. No surprise there. You know what's funny though? Like, even though I'm not actively playing, this is the first time in a while I'm like, ooh, I really do want a set of these Marvels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is how I was like always I need to get every Marvel, and then I kind of fell off with the Angels and stuff. I was like, oh, that's too many Marvels.
Yeah.
This time I'm like, oh, these are really nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're hero
really
Marvels.
nice. I know.
If you're gonna make anything Marvel, make the
really
hero
good.
the centerpiece of your board.
They're really good.
Yeah,
they're really good art. So anyways, that definitely has my attention. But yeah, what do you think about Heavy Hitters release? Anything surprising to you?
Balance of Justice was a surprise. It's the one that I pulled at pre-release. I pulled the rainbow foil, and it's sitting at $80 after the release, which is surprising.
And that's the cold foil you pulled, or what?
Rainbow foil.
Rainbow. Oh wow.
Cold foil is going for $187.
Yeah, nice. That
now,
is good.
This
generic
is
headpiece.
Generic
right?
one. It's The reasons I'm not surprised is generic headpiece, and it's gonna see play.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that this is showing a healthier Flesh and Blood market. Now, what do we see? I want to take a look again at this in like 2 weeks and see where things are at. Because a lot of this is, like, the other thing that's scaring me is Blade Flurry.
Yeah, I was wondering what your opinion was on that. I was like, whoa, okay.
My opinion is a lot of people bought them this week. And I'm going to wait.
Yeah, expensive.
Because you notice there's only 6 listings too. So it's just the supply isn't there yet. And I feel like a lot of people opened stuff up this weekend and haven't listed them yet.
Yes, we'll see it come down. Now the question is, where does it level out? Is this a $20 Majestic? Is it a $15 Majestic? Is it a $10?
Yeah. I think it's worth $10-15. I think it's $10-15 for the base version.
That's kind of where I would land on it,
like too. Maybe like $18 for Rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how many boxes get open and everything else.
I think a lot of boxes are going to get open.
On that.
I think a lot of boxes are going to get open because I think this is a very fun limited format, and so I think a lot more people will show up to draft, and hence a lot more boxes will be opened. Like, we're drafting it this Thursday. I'm very excited. I have played Sealed at pre-release, but I haven't gotten to draft it yet. So very much looking forward to that.
You know, one thing that I was surprised by, the Luminaris is only $6.
Yeah.
I thought I made her go. Is she not really that good?
Well, that's the normal version. There's a cold foil version.
All the blingy. Everyone's going to want to bling it out.
Yes.
It's only $75 though.
Yeah.
I'm used to Prism staples being like $300. Come on now.
Yeah, but okay, so we are now in a meta with some very strong Guardians. What does Illusionist struggle against?
I guess Guardians.
Yes.
Because they pop everything.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Any other things on this? I will say one thing. You were saying you think there'll be a lot of boxes open. I think over time you're right.
Yeah.
Worth noting, data for this particular set is 848 boxes sold, which it's already beaten Bright Lights terms of dollars spent,
I believe
which is crazy. It's about 140 boxes below Bright Lights on the actual number of boxes sold.
that's
Uh,
interesting.
yeah. I'm not sure what the time frame is of this data source though. I'm pulling it from what's his name? Hometowns
Hmm. The boxes are
dashboard.
listed at map though.
Yeah, but remember that huge chunk that sold were in that pack,
Yeah. No, I know.
one box, one
Right.
blitz, and all that.
One.
That's probably in these this data.
Right.
So just because that's how it was. And actually, I can confirm that if you view the set details. Yeah, average price is $150, which we know is not the average price of a booster box.
No.
It's because most of them were that pack of
Right.
stuff
The
that
deal.
was
Yeah.
150. So that kind of twists the data a little bit there. But hey, it generated revenue, additional
Mhm.
revenue over Bright Light, so that's a good story.
Hmm.
The fact that it's only a little bit below Bright Light's entire run so far.
Yeah.
first weekends, that says something too, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
ahead of Bright Lights. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Things are looking good.
it
I'm
is. It's
excited, but it's definitely I am waiting on a couple weeks for more stock to hit before I start
yeah. I'm curious what the print
buying.
runs end up looking like.
Yeah. And I have the time because we're not playing CC for a bit.
Oh yeah,
We have at least 2 weeks. So
gotcha.
yeah, and I'm hoping Kasai Marvel comes down. It looks like it is, but we'll see.
It will
It
eventually,
will.
if not right now. It might.
Yeah.
It might not right now though. It might not like this season
No.
because she's the hotness and everyone loves her.
Exactly. When this is the boring set in 2 or 3 sets, maybe I'll grab it.
Oh, this is fun. So I sorted by total spend
Mm-hmm.
and Outsiders, Dust Till Dawn, Dynasty, Heavy Hitters, Bright Lights. It's going to be fun to watch Heavy Hitters climb this ladder and take out Outsiders. I'm just curious how long it takes. We should.
I bet you it does. I bet you it
Oh,
does.
I am like in the 85 percentile or higher. I think it does. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it almost certainly does. There's a few reasons it may not, but they're like not quite Black Swan events, but small probability events.
Right. Because even for the classes that don't have representation in this set, the expansion slot in this set is pretty strong.
Yeah, no, I think it will sell. I think it will sell. There's good stuff in it. It looks like
There's
they did
good
it right.
generics.
They nailed it. I think they nailed it this time. We'll see. I mean, obviously, we'll see. But it will be fun to see how long it takes it to overcome Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch that date and just give it a shout out when it hits that number. It's only 4 times higher than where it is right now in its opening weekend, so that's not.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It can move. I can get there, I think.
Yeah, I am happy to see some of the generic Majestics that I need are pretty cheap though already. Like Seduce Secrets, I need a playset. And what was the other one? I think that's the only one that I ended up with in my deck. But Standing Order is holding around 14, 15 bucks. That was the other one we were thinking might be playable.
Gotcha. So, booster box sales data.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think on Magic? What was the questions and the concerns?
Of
the fears, the hype. I don't know. You said you wanted to ask my opinion on something.
the year.
Of 2024?
Yeah, because we were talking, and you said that you're all in on Magic this year, and I wanted to pick your brain on why, what changed, what's the roadmap, what's the path that got you to that decision?
Data, as always. Just looking at data. So I guess start off with the recent sets is the easiest way. Ixalan was a banger without any tricks, if you will.
I mean, it had Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but it didn't have serialized cards. I mean,
That's true. That's
Jurassic
true.
Park doesn't feel like a big trick, you know? Doesn't
Yeah.
feel like something that's hard for them to do something like that pretty easily in
Right.
any set. And now getting the right mixture, definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Transformers was a flop.
Yeah.
In my
Or
opinion, that was
Transformers.
it was like a conceptually a good idea, clearly, because it worked in Ixalan, but it was just the art didn't tie well enough. Now, if they had redone every Transformer in that brown metal or chromatic,
Sure. Like
you
redone
know,
them. Not.
like Magic, you know,
Yeah.
like the old school Magic bots, and they made them look like they were part of the, you know, the Brothers War.
Sure.
That would have worked.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They gave us the 1980s cartoon version and put some foil on it, and it just did not fit the set at all
Fair.
and made me very upset. Um, but yeah, so last few sets have been pretty good.
Mhm.
I still think Karloff Manor, which apparently everyone says is Marloff Canner. I guess people get it backwards a lot, or Marloff Manor, Murders at Marloff Manor. They want to make it
Well, I
just
think
all
it's
M's.
because a lot of people don't want to use the M word on YouTube because it decreases your algorithm. Like if you use the M
Murder?
word, yes, if you use that word too much,
The
it
one
will
that's just decreased
decrease
our algorithm?
the amount of yes.
I didn't know that, but
Yes.
that's not the word they're messing up. They're
Just
messing
like
up
with cursing.
Karloff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
um, that's weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that at all. But anyways, that the manor is
We're too small for it to matter, so it's fine.
not looking good. I will tell you that on the data. So we'll see how this playset thing is, because I really think they had it just figured out right, and now they've converted over to a new pattern, which we'll see how that plays out. It's kind of stupid, but
What do you mean? What are the changes in the pattern?
play boosters
Play
instead of
boosters
set
instead of
and
set and yeah.
draft. They had
Yeah.
just kind of figured out the right, I think, print runs. Maybe it was too wasteful. Maybe draft wasn't selling,
Could
and
be.
that's why. Because there's definitely draft from sets a million years ago still available, so that is a factor, I suppose. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I don't want to speculate on that part of the future, but basically, the last few sets have gone off really well. They have done a good job of adjusting, you know, the print runs. As
Mhm.
far as collector boxes seem to be actually decent, not sinking immediately. The individual boxes recently, and I include Ravnica Remaster, which I know a lot of people did not like, seem to be well constructed. Like, it's fun to open, you know?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
actually nailed it as far as the throwbacks and the, you know, the special oohs and ahs and whatever in a box.
Right. Yeah, I know
Uh,
you've opened a couple collectors now, which is very
yeah, and it's
unlike
been
you.
great.
Very unlike
Yeah,
you.
right? Very unlike me. And it was worth it. It was totally worth it. I enjoyed it. Um, and it's that is what's changing my mind. The fact
Yeah.
that it's actually worth it to open things and feels good and sells well and all those things, right? Wilds
Yeah.
was another set that also did extremely well. So they kind of got it down, and now they're switching it up. So we'll see where playsets end up. That said, I think the roadmap looks pretty good. There's some fun stuff coming out. Obviously, Fallout's probably going to be huge.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do the collector commander decks.
Oh, the collector version. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did Commander decks, but they didn't do
Yeah.
collector ones. Yeah.
Was this isn't it just commander decks and collector boxes?
Yeah. It's a Who style.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is probably fine, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do universes beyond.
Especially with guns and things like that. Like off. Whenever it's offbeat, it should be out of draft, out of, you know what I mean? Like, it should be a separate standalone kind of product. I like that format personally. I think it makes it work.
Yeah, it's a more commander vibe kind of thing.
Yep.
And then it keeps it out of modern and vintage and stuff like that. Or does it? For the most
For
part.
the most part,
most
yeah. Yeah, there's probably a few exceptions here and there that
And
that are
reprints
legal.
reprints that you can play instead of the other copy.
Sure, yeah. I will say, when they went over all of this, I was least excited about the Manor, because I didn't care about Kloop. The set that's
Yes.
coming after that, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, that looks kind of cool.
But
if I
that's gonna
recall
have like
correctly.
guns and stuff, like you said.
Yeah, but it's like the Western steampunky style,
Is
which
it?
we've already
Okay.
seen stuff like that. That's what it looks like. I mean, we only got like a few images and
Right.
stuff, but that's what it looks like. And like probably demonic too. So like imagine if the devils were running the West, and then you have some like Will Smith style robot steampunk stuff happening. That's kind of what I got the vibe was. I could be wrong, but it does seem something like that. So that's a new realm. Seems good. MH3, MH2 is still one of my favorite products to open. And so if they do figure out their formula for this new structure, which I think they probably will, those boxes will probably be great to open because modern staples go well. But it is the third one. And what does Wizards like to do?
Reprints.
Screw up everything by the time they figure it out.
Yeah.
By overdoing it. So there's a chance that this one goes over the top and it's like the
Am I still
beginning of
gonna
the
be able to get
decline
them
of
around?
Modern Horizons. Yeah.
Am I gonna be able to
Which
get
is
a
fine.
Horizons box for the same price in 2 years, 4 years, 5 years?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing. Although I doubt it because
Like, is that
MH2
included in this new change
had
of
that.
pace?
Yes, it does seem to be. Put it this way. Box collectors are selling out, secret layers are selling out. Play boxes seem plentiful but pricey. That's the hard part. I think that's where we'll see some struggle, right? Is that they're going to be a little too pricey and the market will wait for them to post-release dump.
That also makes Friday Night Magic way more expensive.
No? Most Friday Night Magic isn't draft.
It can be.
But it isn't. Most of it's EDH.
Oh. Well.
In most shops run Commander. So yeah, I think that's part of this pullback, right? And I bet because these are set box like, they have higher rarity cards in them. I'm guessing a lot of the design space is going to be targeting Commander.
But you don't get the Commander set cards in the play boosters.
You might. We don't know that.
It wasn't in Markov Manor.
No, yeah. It's not in Markov, but that doesn't mean it won't be in the other ones.
Right.
Because they're just
do change the packs.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think there's a good chance that they'll do that as a way to juice demand for the boxes over the course of the year. But we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and they're trying to bring standard rotation back, and that's
I think they are.
Why
I think they are doing
the way they are.
Start.
I mean, and maybe they got something up their sleeves on that. I don't know. But anyways, past Modern Horizons 3, which I think will probably be a pretty good set, honestly, compared to Modern Horizons 2, which was a great set. It just was really overprinted. You got Assassin's Creed. I don't know how I feel about that one.
So I heard Assassin's Creed is going to introduce something like the set booster, a Universe Beyond booster.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
It's a non-draftable, non-collector edition booster. What is that? That's a set booster.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand why they would do that. I didn't know that.
Yes,
we'll
I did a little bit of research because I was like, what kind of is this going to be another Doctor Who Fallout kind of Commander deck collector box thing, or is there going to be draft for Assassin's Creed? Because that kind of fits. I think it kind of fits closer than Fallout and Doctor Who. It's closer to Lord of the Rings, I'd say. Like you could have like a Dimir Assassin's Creed. You could make Magic work.
Yeah, you could.
So I was just curious to see if they were doing draft for that. And it was like, nope, but Universes Beyond booster.
Okay. I could actually allow it with Universe Beyond boosters as long as they're not doing a set box for every set after that.
No, they're calling
only
it's
for Universes Beyond. It's like, it's the draft size box basically to get the different types of cards. Okay. Yeah. I could get with that because then it's like you get to pull and break boxes. You get to get the fancy stuff if it's a set booster, right? It's on theme, so you can build decks from it, like you and your bro or a friend or whatever, crack a box together and take like, okay, I want to be Dimir, I want to be, whatever.
Yeah.
What's the oh god, I can't remember the names. The tribe names. What's the white red? But there's got to be the Voltron version of Assassin's Creed, right? Daggers, knives, all that stuff.
Sure.
I could see something like that.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Again, as always, Universes Beyond is of minimal interest to me. It's not my thing.
It's all really I'm interested in.
Yeah, I don't care about Fallout that much, and I love Fallout.
I'm
I
passing on
liked
Fallout.
Warhammer. I didn't really care about Warhammer. I like Lord of the Rings. I got one booster or a collector box of that just because I knew it would be crazy, and I
And it
didn't want to
was.
miss it. Um, I don't know if I'll get anything for Fallout. I've been back and forth on that. Assassin's Creed, I probably will skip like who. I just
Hmm.
don't really care. Anyways, and then into the end of the year is Bloomborough, which looks like
That
a
looks
very
cool.
cute set. Yeah, it reminds me
That's
of
the standard set I'm
Rome.
looking forward to. That and the last one.
Yeah, the horror one,
Yeah.
Duskmorn. Yeah, I'm curious what they're doing there because it looks almost Phyrexian, but
They said not for Phyrexian.
I know
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So what are they doing? Like, what is this new evil that's
I guess
rising?
the realm happens all in a manor house, in like a giant house.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what the description said.
I mean, it does say House of Horror,
Yes. Yeah. But the
but what
whole
is the horrors?
well, because this is a standard set, so it happens in a realm, and then the realm is the house. Like the whole realm is in a house.
That's crazy. I didn't catch any of that. I don't really pay that close attention to the stories.
That's okay. I just
Uh,
read the description paragraph.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's
Well,
if you ask me
I
any
just look at
follow
the
up questions,
pictures.
I
I
have
look
no
at the
answers.
pictures and try to like figure out what it's going to be like. You
Yeah.
know, like Bloomberg clearly feels a lot like Throne style. You know, which I think is very popular,
Yeah. No.
or
Absolutely.
Eldraine
Yeah.
style. I
Yeah.
guess different world
Storybook.
maybe, but yeah, storybook. Yeah,
It
exactly.
is. It is going to be. It's the other new realm. So are you getting 4 new realms?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Well, no. Murders happens in Ravnica, right?
Oh yeah. That's right.
And then Outlaws, a new realm.
Bloomborough
Bloomborough
and
and
House of
House.
Horror.
Yeah. That's pretty
Duskmorn.
crazy. They haven't done that in a while.
Well, exactly. Well, they just blew everyone up.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. They got to rebuild the story world.
That's true. That's true.
I know. Yeah, it's all data for me though. That's really what has it. It's interesting. You can sell singles, you can crack boxes and make money. It's insane.
Yeah, so
Like,
that was the other question I had for you. Like what is your opinion still on sealed for Magic, or is it switching to singles?
oh, sealed long term for sure.
Yeah.
Because we know this teeter totter.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like
swings
just
right
because
back.
exactly. Just because you can crack boxes right now and make money, the EVs are inverted on a lot of things, doesn't mean um it will stay that way.
Right.
Because
Right.
every shop sitting on boxes that needs to clear inventory and get, you know, cash in the door is going to do the same thing. They're going to see the same data I see, and they're going to do the same thing, and they will flood the market, and prices will go down, and or boxes will disappear, and prices of boxes will go up. So
Yeah.
it's a strange combo and time frame. I think these last few sets are going to be some of the rarer ones: the Wilds, the Ixalans. Um, Obviously, Ravnica Remastered seems like it's low count, but I'm not sure on that. I don't think anyone knows. Lord of the Rings clearly was a low count because they're pretty much sold out on most things.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth on whether I should get the special holiday edition collector box.
Yeah,
I have
I
the
don't
first
know.
one.
I don't know what to tell you on that. It didn't sell nearly as much as the first one.
Well, no, because it didn't have the 101, right?
Yeah, 42,000 sales. Yeah, but that's the thing. The One Ring was found, and the
Yeah.
sales did not fall off
Right.
at all.
Yeah, because there's still all of those serialized Soul
It's
Rings, the most
so
popular
good.
card that goes in
It
every
was
commander deck.
so good. Like they did such a good job with that box.
Yeah.
6 million in sales, 42,000 sales across the products.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The second one, the special edition, 7,000 sales. Like it's an order of magnitude different. Not quite.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, I'm feeling Magic. It's easier for sales and moving money
Makes sense.
and making money.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if that's the goal and that's what you're trying to do, then there is a much larger player pool.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the liquidity. Like
Mhm.
so for example, on the shop I like below price everything in Fab,
Right.
and then I do like market for Magic,
Yeah.
and I have to be like 20-to-1 ratio, and it's not like unplayable cards
Right,
in
right.
Fab that I have up there, and some of them are pretty well liked, like the oh, what are they called? The full art, extended art cards. Some
Yeah.
of those sold pretty quick, but a lot of them I still have sitting around. Um, the books sold finally, but they sat for a long time. The Gorgarian tomes.
Oh yeah, that's playable now again.
It's yeah, it hit a meta. So
Yeah.
it's definitely always driven by some switch in the meta, and then a bunch of cards will go away, and then
Yep.
everything just sits there forever. So it's I cannot imagine being a single shop that's just Fab. It's got to be very painful, um, because you're going to have a lot of non-sales for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be hard to turn over collections.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then of course, like, how do you even get a hold of stuff that actually has some playable cards in it? You know,
What
there's
collections?
yeah,
I have people reach out to me.
yeah, but I feel like most of it is like if you get bulk, you can't sell it.
Oh yeah, no, you're committing to that bulk forever. You may
Yeah,
not. You may never
you're
sell that
it,
bulk.
it may never sell, right? Whereas here, I can literally buy, I can reach my hand into a box of Magic and pull out a handful, and then be able to sell them and make money on it. I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a lot of money, and it's probably way more labor than it's worth for something like that, right?
Right. Right.
But it's really, yeah, it's really just a different tier of world. And I think it's the singles, right? Because that's like I always say, it's my singles to sell. So
Yes.
it is commander driven. It's having a format that encourages janky, creative, you know, deck building, right? Like
Yeah.
non-tight deck building. So even the stupidest card can find a home.
Right.
And then it's all the number of axes of synergy, right? Because you have the colors, right? You have the
Uh-huh.
color combos, you have the tribes, right? You have the ETB and specific effects, graveyard effect, +1 effect, token creation, right? You
Yeah.
have that slice. Um, there's just so many ways you can slice Magic, and that's the difference. Like any one or two of those axes builds a deck, and then there's some card that fits in that pool. With a few exceptions, there's some stuff that's older that was underpowered and old, and just isn't appreciated and overprinted.
Yeah.
So no one uses those really, but it's hard to find cards that are really absolutely useless. I mean, that's not fair, but I would say the majority of them move.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's something you have to think about when you are a collector, when you are investing
Oh
in
yeah,
cardboard.
liquidity of your
Liquidity
stuff.
is important.
Yeah. Yeah. If you collect it all and you can't sell it all, you did not invest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put money into cardboard
You
and
collected.
hopefully you
You collected.
really like the way it looks.
You collected. You collected.
But if it's boxes and boxes of bulk, it's
Yeah.
not as fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's that's my rundown with Magic.
Well, side tangent off of boxes and boxes of bulk. I
Mhm.
went through my childhood Pokemon bulk
Yeah.
and found interesting things.
What'd you find?
Um, One, it's a pain in the butt to organize old Pokemon cards because not only is there first edition unlimited and second edition of the base set, there's also shadowless. And the way you tell the version of first edition and shadowless is if there is a shadow on the right side of the border
Oh God. Yeah.
of the frame. And
Yeah.
then down at the bottom, it includes the year 99
Yep.
after 98 towards the left of the dates. Um, it does kind of it when you're shuffling through cards, you can tell pretty easily because there's also a slight discoloration of uh, the base color of like the yellow for electric, green for grass, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So it wasn't too bad, but sorting through, I had a lot of childhood bulk, and like sorting through it all, like it was a pain in the butt of how many different sorting measures, like ways of sorting I had to do to get to the end result of by set, by alphabetical.
Yeah.
And what was it?
I know that pain.
But
I
also,
I have a bunch of the old Magic, it's the same way.
Yeah.
White border or Chronicles, which they basically exactly reprinted earlier sets with a
Yeah.
white border and a
Yeah.
date. And you're like,
Yep.
you assholes.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are deck exclusives. Like this was during, I think it was XY. I got back into it for a little bit, so I have a couple cards from then.
Mhm.
No, not XY. Black white. Black white. Yeah, black white. And the EX era. But I picked up a couple starter decks because when I was a kid I played the game. So all the cards that I played with are very heavily played. Like they are beat up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was kind of fun because it like brought back memories because I remember playing with those cards.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's where the joy is for me. I'm 100% with you, man.
Yeah.
I love going through these old cards. It's part of why I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, like buying a bunch of bulk and selling it for pennies. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not doing it because I'm making good money.
No, it's just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, exactly. The flipping through and seeing some of the art styles from back then, it lights me up.
Right.
It's so
Absolutely.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had way more Japanese stuff. Like my aunts would go to Japan and bring back like,
That's
a pack or
cool.
two for my brother
That's
and I.
cool. Old
And
school.
so like I have a
Japanese.
Japanese old school Raichu
Mhm.
from base set. Or it was
That's cool.
Yeah. But surprisingly, Japanese base set isn't worth as much as
No,
English base
I mean
set.
that is not surprising at all, honestly. But still,
yeah.
it's one of
they're
those
neat.
like
They're
feels
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Well,
the
and
other
plus, I don't know. Do you know, is Pokemon singles okay right now? Down right now? Because I
They're
know
way
boxes,
down.
everyone's.
They're
yeah,
way
that's what I
down.
figured. I was like,
Yeah.
this is not the time to really be judging its value. I wouldn't say.
No, but one they're way down, but they're higher than they were before the boom.
Okay.
Way higher, like double, triple.
Okay.
But there's also just like the base uncommon and rare non-holo foil shadowless cards, like the price multiplier of shadowless versus base unlimited is crazy. It's like the difference between, I think Ninetales, it was like 55 holo shadowless compared to like 15 for unlimited or something.
Got it.
But I don't know, like how really old Magic had a foil multiplier.
Yeah.
This is off that set because there was just way less of the shadowless printed. And then they printed unlimited forever.
Yeah.
So
story as old as Magic.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I remember as a kid being really pissed off for getting shadowless ones because they looked lame, or they looked like, I don't know, they looked cheaper. I guess they weren't as cool because they didn't have a shadow on the border.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, where are all of my shadowless? I need them in this section separated, which I find funny. Because like I was saying, even the commons, uncommons of shadowless are worth a couple bucks. So I don't know. It's been an interesting time.
Yeah. So you've gone through your Pokemon. You went through some Magic and sold off a bunch of stuff.
I didn't sell off anything. I just cataloged it.
Oh, okay. Are you going to ever play Magic again? The reason I ask is because I'm working on a Radagast deck.
I'll play that.
Yeah, I was about to say, and that seems like something that would be fun to play against what was the Bard one you were trying to build? The Storyteller? Yeah, there was some.
Tom Bombadil.
Bombadil, that's right. Yeah. But he does something off of the stories, right?
The sagas, yeah.
Sagas, that's it. Yeah. That's why, for me, it was in my head, it was a bard telling tales, but yeah. So, because that would be a fun little.
That could be fun.
Fun face off, yeah. I don't get too serious on it. Everyone that I play with doesn't actually use the internet to build their decks.
No, why would you? I don't like that.
What are you talking about? Every deck you built that I've ever played, you got off the internet.
No, I didn't.
The Michonne one was definitely all the zombie synergies. You got all the... You're telling me you knew about cards from 15, 20 years ago and specific zombie cycling capability and stuff?
No, I went to... What's that commander building website?
Yeah, EDH, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So I
Which
went
is
there and I picked Michonne, and then I looked through all the cards and then built the deck based off of recommendations from that page.
yeah,
But I didn't
which
copy and
is
paste the list.
well, no, I'm not saying you copy and paste it list, but that is essentially building off the internet
Okay.
because
We have
that
different
is
definitions.
they list them by how frequently they're used.
Yeah.
So when you're flipping through, the stuff at the top is the thing that's used in every Michonne deck, every zombie deck, every you know what I mean,
Yeah.
color of that choice deck, blah 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 blah. So I mean, you're probabilistically building it off of that.
Yeah.
But that's not that's not the end of the world, especially when you don't know the thousands of cards. That's the thing that's
There's too
weird.
many cards. I don't think you
These
can.
guys have been playing forever. They know them. It's
Yeah, but I haven't.
insane. No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Yeah.
that. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything like that. But the point is that they have a much lower power level because they don't optimize based on the internet. They just remember cards and go find them and
Mhm.
stick them in their deck, and then they revise it and they do it again, and they revise it and they do it again, and they're crazy.
Yeah. No, that sounds fun.
How do they know all the cards? How can they do that?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
can't
we
even
can.
find cards I know about
It'd be fun to do like
without
a
the internet.
webcam game sometime.
Yeah, we could
And
do that.
get well, no, and like get 4 people and maybe do a recording.
Oh
It'd be
yeah,
fun.
we could do that.
I don't know. I think Commander. I've been watching some Commander content recently, and it just seems like a much more fun viewing experience because of all the politics.
Oh yeah, yeah. You mess with each other, you screw each
Yeah,
other over. It's
yeah.
you know, I don't know. It is yeah, it is a fun viewing experience. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, we could try that. We just got to find a few other people that'll play with us.
And have webcams and stuff to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hunt around. But cool. Anything else you wanted to ramble or talk about?
No, I don't think so. Anything coming out soon? The Manor's coming out, I suppose. So we'll see
Yeah.
how that's going to go. But I think it's terrible based on current data. It seems really low.
I broke the
Um,
10,000 cards in my collection.
Yay!
I
And
haven't.
you're still using collector or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Get
You
collecting.
stuck with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because it
That's
gives
good.
you like median pricing, so it's like what's it worth, not what it could be sold at 60% for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because obviously, then you can just do the math and figure that out. But it gives you, and then it gives you changes and stuff, and it keeps track of recent sales on TCG Player and eBay to give you accurate pricing. But it's all with a grain of salt because it's collectibles. So
always,
yeah,
always.
yeah. But just seeing a general number is interesting, and it also breaks it down into different categories based on your. You can have different vault kind of portfolios, like you can break it into different things, however you want to do it.
Hmm.
But I just lumped it all into one, and then but it does break it out by set. Let's see. Let's see if I can look at that. Oh, I think I can. I have to do it. There's a web app that I use, and then there's also the mobile app. What is out of all the games I collected? Where do you think my highest number is out of all the games? Value wise of sealed and singles. Now, keep in mind, I have not done. I've done the. So I'm not done. So it's not a fair question.
Yeah.
But I haven't done any of my Fab Majestics or Bulk. I did my fancy Fab binder, and I have all the sealed Fab stuff in there.
I mean, I would think probably Fab, but it's hard to say.
Pokemon's on top.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just barely. But I think you will be right.
Yeah, because you don't have your M's in there yet. I mean, that matters
Right.
a lot
That
for
does. That
Fab.
does. Yeah. Yeah. I think Fab will be for sure the highest is where I'm looking because I'm running low on Magic stuff to put in.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely there's there's a little bit more Pokemon to do.
Well, I mean, just thinking about it, it's the reason I chose that is
Yeah.
because like I remember when you started collecting Magic, and like not that long after, a few sets,
Yeah.
we were collecting Fab. And
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah, for
like
sure.
3 years of that. You know what I mean? Like, so like
Right.
it was like a 6 month spurt of Magic collecting. I don't know, whatever year, whatever it
It
was.
was
And then
like a year
longer
of playing
with Fab.
Magic and way longer playing with Fab. And then but I've still been
And
slowly
the
getting
Pokemon was a total, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea how
Yeah.
much you had left. I don't know what the value is. The old stuff is a super, like that
It
was
definitely was
that was the
lower,
wild
and
card.
then I added my childhood collection, and then it was not.
Yeah.
So, what was it? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see once I get all of my Fab in, but I want to finish Magic first, just so that I know where it's at, because I'm almost done. I'm going through. There's too many cards in this house, but also with Magic, I've even though I stopped playing, I was still picking up a collector box here and there, and a lot of draft boxes, because I believe in draft boxes.
Yeah. Well, that will be proven out shortly, I imagine.
Yeah. So here's a question, a store question. How do people feel about rewind it back. How do you feel, because you made a comment about the foils in the Ravnica Remastered collectors. Are they holding up? Are they not pringling? Are they pringling? What's the status?
They pringle, but no one gives a crap.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question.
Yeah, they don't pringle like
care?
Terribly, like not like the 40K ones. You remember how bad they were?
Yeah.
So most printings don't pringle that bad, right?
Okay.
But they do pringle, like all of them do.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible. You double sleeve and it's like almost unnoticeable.
Yeah.
So and again, Commander's the primary format. No one gives a shit. People play proxies in Commander all the time, like
Right.
Just how it goes.
Okay, I was just curious.
Ordered a bunch of proxies, not because I can't get the cards, but because they had really freaking cool art.
Yeah.
These Etsy artists make these like sets, like green ramp, or oh god, I'm trying to think of some of them, like just stuff that Cornerstone cards used in almost every deck, cultivates, crap like that, signets, that sort of stuff. Anyways, they make them by the set of like 10 cards, and the art is just unbelievably good. Like I probably spent over $100 on just proxies because the art was so good. Like they have watercolor, they have all these really good like sets, and it's cards that I'm gonna want multiple decks, and I don't want 3 Ristic Studies that are $40 cards.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like there's just, I want one, and I have one if you're going to yell at me about using a proxy, and I'm going to use this beautiful art instead.
Yeah.
Especially there's one that, this is what got me on it. I'm building a mermaid deck, and there's a set of the mermaid staples. And I was like, these are freaking gorgeous. I have most of the cards in one version or another, but they're gorgeous. Like the art is so good. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. And I even got the little mermaid tokens and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's just like, it's stuff like that. It's just stuff like that. Spend money on silly things.
Yeah.
No one cares about proxies in EDH.
No.
At least that I've seen. So.
Yeah.
Well, we almost wrapped this up once. Do we want to give it a second try?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to talk about anything else. I'm tired. I'm beat. I was up late. We were up late. We can ramble, I guess, for all the people that have made it this far and don't care. Sure. We've been getting into Enshrouded, the new game, and that was the last time I stayed up until 2 playing a video game in maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
So, if that says anything about it, and you were curious or on the fence about checking out Enshrouded, it's a good game.
Fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun with friends. I'm sure it's fun by yourself, but it's hard. It'd be hard by yourself.
Probably, yeah. I think you just over level to whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah. It'd be more of a grind. We were pretty aggressive in our running through things.
It was fun. It's been fun.
But cool. Well, until next week, we will catch you guys later.
Have a good one.